Good evening, everybody. I'm Lou Dobbs. Brand new Fox News polls out tonight show Donald Trump leading Hillary Clinton in the key battleground states of Nevada, North Carolina, and Ohio. We'll be taking a look at those numbers with you in just moments. And there's a brand new national Wall Street Journal NBC News poll showing that not all of the good news belongs to Trump. Clinton leading Trump in that poll, 43 to 37% among people likely to vote. This is the first time that the Journal and NBC poll has surveyed likely voters. And Clinton has an edge despite 2 weeks of setbacks from her health scare, her foundation scandal, her email scandal, and comments in which she slammed Trump supporters as deplorables. But Trump is campaigning hard, intent on winning this election, obviously. Trump, despite his lead, spent most of the day campaigning in Ohio. There he held a rally before a crowd of more than 2,000 people in Toledo. By comparison, Clinton talked with a group of about 400 people in Orlando. And that was her last event before the presidential debate this coming Monday. Those small crowds for Clinton have become typical. She earlier this week gave a speech to 600 people at Temple University in Philadelphia. We'll be talking about Clinton's obvious enthusiasm gap with former Reagan White House political director Ed Rollins, RNC committeeman Randy Evans. Also tonight, the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, bracing for more protests after a black police officer shot and killed an armed black man who ignored commands to drop his weapon. Riots erupted nonetheless last night after that shooting. Stores were looted, vehicles were set on fire, and 16 police officers were injured. The Charlotte shooting happening days after another police-involved fatal shooting in Oklahoma. Tulsa police say they were responding to a call for a vehicle abandoned in the middle of the road. Video from dash cams and a helicopter shows 4 police officers responding as 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher holds his hands up in the air and walks away from officers toward his stalled vehicle. Police say Crutcher did not respond to their commands, that one officer used a stun gun, and another officer, Betty Shelby, PCP, was found in his vehicle. And Trump today reacted to the shooting in this from a town hall with Sean Hannity.
This is, the man just happened.
Right.
Hands up. He was doing everything he was supposed to do. Everything. And a young policeman shot this man. I don't get it. You can come. I don't care where you're coming from. There was something really bad going on.
He had his hands up.
I don't know if she choked. He was walking. His hands were high. He was walking to the car. He put the hands on the car. Now, maybe she choked. Something really bad happened.
And in that town hall, Trump also called for a nationwide stop to the controversial stop and frisk policing practice. That's when an officer is empowered to stop an individual and frisk them for weapons or any other illegal contraband. We'll be taking up the tough job of policing in this country with one of the country's toughest sheriffs, if not the toughest. Joe Arpaio joins us here tonight. Our top story, Fox News polling 3 important battleground states for the first time this election season. These latest polls show Donald Trump pulling ahead of Hillary Clinton in Nevada, in North Carolina, and Ohio. In Nevada, Trump has a 3-point advantage over Clinton, 43 to 40. In North Carolina, Trump has pulled ahead by 5 points, 45 to 40. And in Ohio, another must-win state for Trump, there he's up 5 points, 42 to 37. The survey polling likely voters. And joining us tonight, Randy Evans, a member of the RNC Rules Committee, a former senior advisor for the Newt Gingrich presidential campaign in 2012, former Reagan White House political director, Great America PAC strategist, Fox News contributor, Ed Rollins.
Thank you.
Great to have you both with us. And Randy, let me start with you. These numbers, I have to believe that tonight the Trump campaign is thrilled with them, including the one poll in Nevada that's within the margin of error.
Well, I'll tell you who has to be thrilled. It's the Senatorial Committee. If you remember, when we started this, it was, the Senate was going to have, Republicans were going to have to run their own race. Looks like to me they're going to have to hold on to Trump's coattails. Nevada is an open seat. That's going to be very important. North Carolina, Ohio, both very important Senate seats. And Donald Trump is just proving one very important thing, which is hard work does pay off in a presidential election. And I will tell you this, Lou, this is before the RNC ground operation is even started. And so if you've got these kind of leads and then you deploy the kind of ground operation they have, I think you'll start to see those leads really solidify. I think Ohio has already started to create a floor, and we're going to see that floor stay steady.
And Ed, your reaction?
I couldn't be more pleased. Obviously, those are three critical states. North Carolina switched back and forth to Obama. I think all the chaos that's going on down there right now is only going to help Trump in that state. And obviously, tragic shooting here that took place, and I'm not picking sides one way or the other, but the idea that you're going to have riots in the streets and people talking about boycotting their business community and taking your business elsewhere is only going to antagonize a lot of supporters. My sense today is we need to quit watching the national polls. This is no longer a national election. This is now a state-by-state election. So the Wall Street Journal, the Fox, and the rest of them do national polls. It gives you a trend of where people may be moving, but the real polls to watch are these state-by-state, and these are three.
The battleground states, the swing states, no question about it. That no one's going to ignore a national poll, though, no matter what.
But I'm just saying.
Nor should they really, because we're looking at a national election here. I understand what you're saying, that this has to be won state by state. But nonetheless, these national polls will be coming at us throughout the remainder of this election.
I'm just telling you not to get overly excited about national polls. This is a state-by-state.
Go ahead.
Lou, I would say that, I would just say, but by all indications, the NBC Wall Street Journal poll looks like an outlier.
Yep.
And when you look at it, as Ed does and I do, when you look at the whole myriad of polling data we have coming in, it's really a 6-point lead with Trump under 40. There's no real indication there's any kind of veracity to that.
Well, there are actually two outliers in this, and interestingly enough, they're attached to the one would be the NBC Wall Street Journal. The other is the ABC News Washington Post poll. Both of them tend to separate themselves from the pack.
Well, the critical thing is you can watch the motion. You start to see, but I keep coming back to the point. What really matters are these state polls, and there's 3 states that are on the board tonight. All of them very positive for us.
Right, absolutely. And the debate, Hillary Clinton, was some sort of mysterious but unexplained change in plans on the campaign trail, just doing nothing more than creating a situation in which people would think the worst for her. Now she's not going to be on the campaign trail, we understand. She won't be back in public until Monday. Randy, what do you make of it?
Look at the contrast. What an amazing contrast. On the one hand, the Clinton campaign's announced that she's leaving the campaign trail days before the debate on Monday. The Trump campaign releases his schedule following the debate, reflecting that he's stepping up the pace. He's going to be in Pennsylvania, multiple stops, then he's headed to Virginia, then he's headed on down. A total contrast in terms of the energy level, in terms of the stamina, the pace of the election. It's really pretty telling just to see how both campaigns did it today. One taking a few days off, and one saying, after the debate, the pace only picks up.
And your thoughts here, because one thing he's done is made clear, going back to what Randy said early in his comments. I mean, this man's not going to be out work, and he's going to leave her breathing heavily at the side of the road at this pace.
Well, my issue on, here's a woman who's been around politics for 25 years. There's no issue that she doesn't know or thinks she knows or has a position on. Why does she have to have these intense 8-10-hour day study sessions? And again, Trump is not going to do that. Trump's going to get up there and he's going to perform and effectively and show you how to lead. And I think
there'll be a lot of people who'd be breathing easier if you were saying Donald Trump is also going to be preparing like hell.
Well, I don't think that's his style, and so my sense is that he likes. You got to let people do what they want to do, and it's my fellow panelist here basically had Newt Gingrich for a lot of time. Newt did what he wanted to do. When I had Ronald Reagan, we basically prepped him too much for the first debate. The second debate, we let him do his own thing. He did much better.
Yeah, it seems to me when you have an accomplished person who's achieved a great deal in their lives, who's smart as the dickens and has a work ethic like, for example, Donald Trump's, you'd be crazy as you could be to try to change your candidate. I mean, there's been this, one of the great things about this, and I think this is what you can measure this campaign by. I don't know if I've ever heard of a man with more accomplishment that's achieved more and who has done better than Donald Trump, and he was getting every kind of advice from every savant and guru and plain idiot in the country, writing in newspapers and broadcasting on television about how to do it. Now it's the other way. Now everybody's advising Hillary Clinton about how to operate. I mean, it says a lot, doesn't it, Randy?
He plays to his own government.
And his debate prep's a little bit different. His debate prep's a lot like Newt Gingrich's debate prep was. Surround yourself by really smart people whose job it is to constantly challenge you, to constantly test you, so that at the end of the day, your ability to respond is based on the fact you constantly rehearse hour after hour with really smart people.
Biggest, if you will, potential vulnerability for him during the debate? What does he have to watch out for?
I think he has to have a real composed night in which, in the sense that he basically articulates his message, which he certainly has down. And
but I mean, what is the biggest threat to him?
The biggest threat to him
would be posed by Hillary Clinton in the debate.
I think if she entangles him in some kind of a stupid debate, and he basically comes off too strong against her, I mean, he basically has to counterpoint it, but he has to run his own campaign, his own debate strategy here. And I just worry about her trying to bait him, and he jump into the bait.
Randy?
Yeah, I would say avoiding a Rick Lazio moment. If you remember Rick Lazio debating her, invading her space, you got it. And that's the kind of thing that really you just have to be so cognizant of, which is the physical dynamics of the debate stage are so different than in the primary debates. That's what he's got to watch out for.
I don't think either of you is envisioning a moment in which they both give each other a hug to begin this thing or end it.
Never can tell. Trump has surprised me before.
The format actually just is kind of interesting. If you think about it, you have a question followed by two-minute answers, and then a facilitated discussion of 11 minutes with two really, pretty powerful personalities who really think they know their stuff.
That'll be great.
That'll be the interesting. Yeah, it should be great.
Great drama.
Fascinating. Randy, good to have you with us. Randy Evans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Ed Rollins. Donald Trump calling for tougher immigration policies to protect all Americans.
Now she's running. She's going to be so tough. She's going to be so tough. Not going to be tough. Not going to be tough. Hillary Clinton won't even say the words radical Islamic terrorism.
Former FBI Assistant Director Bill Gavin joins us here next. And this pilot about to get the scare of his life just moments before takeoff. We'll bring you the shocking video here next. We'll be right back. A lot more straight ahead. Stay with us.